Hello everybody, welcome back to another session in Python for natural language processing. In this video we are going to look at a very important aspect of programming languages, which is called regular expressions. As linguists, what we need is pattern matching. That is, whenever there is a particular string which matches a pattern, or whenever a particular string contains a certain sequence of characters, or it contains a specific number of characters, we need to have that for programming. Particularly, we need it for morphological processing. When we want to replace a particular suffix with another suffix, or to find a particular suffix matching with a string and then replacing it with another string, and so on. And many programming languages have a pattern matching mechanism which is very flexible and efficient. And the present programming language which we are learning, Python, also has the same. Matching a string against some pattern is done with the Ray module in Python. Ray represents regular expressions. R stands for regular, E for expressions. And the function which is mostly used is search function in that module. Let's look at an example. The example given here is import Ray, that is import the regular expression module. Then you are assigning linguist, the word linguist, to a variable word, and then we are using the module with the function search. If Ray search, Ray dot search, in is the pattern we are looking for in the word linguist. IN, there are two letters which have to be matched. Then if that is present in the word, then it says matched, otherwise it says there is no match. Right? The pattern is IN, which are two letters in sequence. Remember that. Let's look at this in Jupyter Notebook. Here is a program which we have written in the slide. The same program, import regular expression, string, and then search in string, etc. Then we are trying to run this program now. Let's see. It says matched because IN is contained in the word linguist. IN as a sequence, so it gives us. Now if I use instead of IN another pattern, IG. IG are not sequential. Though ING are present, ING are not sequential. So there should not be any match. Look at that. It says no match. So whenever we are giving a match, the letters or the characters which we use have to be one after another. That's sequential. In sequential, only then there will be a match. If they are not sequential, what happens? Let's look at how we can have a program where the letters are not in sequence. So in the previous example, we have seen that pattern contains two letters, I and N, which are continuous. But if we want to match a pattern where the two letters are not continuous, that's what we would like to look at. Then we will use I dot star N. Star is asterisk N, which is used. For example, if you are changing the earlier program, this way, where we want I and U which are not continuous, and they are checked here, then it should say matched. So star is used to say that there are letters in between the two letters, two letters in the match, that is I and U. Let's look at it. Here is the program. Import Ray, word is linguist, and we are searching I and N. There's a star. What do we expect here? There's nothing in between I and N. So instead of N, let's make it U and check. It says matched, right? It has matched I and U, and there are letters in between. If I use N, what happens? Then also it says matched, because we are not, the star here means either 0 or more letters. We will look at, in fact we have already looked at this, what we call clean star, right? We are going to talk about little later again. So I and N shows matched, I and U shows match, I and S also shows matched. Now we'd like to see what are the letters in between. Can we print this? Can we print the entire string between I and S? So here is the program now. We want to see what is in between I and S. So import array, word variable is assigned the word linguist, and then we are assigning the entire search to another variable res, right? Then if res print match, that means if res is successful, then print match, and res group, we are using group variable, group function here. We'll talk about that later, but look at how it is done with a separator. So what happens here, when we run this program, we'll see that it has printed all the letters between I and S. Okay, let me change S to G. What happens? It prints, there is only one letter between I and G, that is printed. You can change and check, you can check between I and I. Between I and I, you have NGUI. So star represents either 0 or more characters. So whatever characters are present between I and I are printed here. If we remove the star, what happens? It will not print anything. It will say only no match, right? Star is necessary to get the letters between two characters. Okay, just check. Yes, right? That's how it works. We are matching two characters here, but there are other kinds of methods where we can match everything together. There are better methods. The methods are here, given here. Group, we have already seen an example of group in the previous program, and we have start, end, or span. What do these mean, and how do we write them? Look at this program here. Import array, word linguist, array dot search I and T. Between them you have NGUIS, all the other letters, and then if this res is true, then match. Res group, we have seen this res group, it actually prints all the letters along with the matched letters between I and T, that is, it will print INGUIST. And the next one is starting index. So start, where does the I start? That's what we get when we use dot start, right? Or when we use end, then we get where does the letter T end, what number. It gives you the index there. And span gives us where does this first character begin, where does the last character end. That's what we get when we use span. If res is not true, it prints no match. So group returns the entire string between the matching letters. Start and end returns starting and ending of the indices of the matched portion, while span gives both the indices. Let's check this in a program. Yes, here is the program which we have written in the slide. Import array, word is linguist, and then between I and T, what are the matches? If it is a group, it prints everything between I and T along with the IT, then starting index and the ending index and the span. Let's try running this program. Look at this. First is match. Match is between INT, INGUIST, that's the match, and starting index is 1, right? Why 1? We know that the first character is 0, next one is 1, so it starts with 0, so the I is 1, and ending index is 8, then the span is both the indices, we get 1 and 8. What we see here is matching of letters. What's the matching of two characters, right? Or the characters in between a match. Now you have patterns of matching, right? Different patterns of matching you can have. How? when we have different patterns of matching, we use the regular expression, the concept regular expression. What is a regular expression? Regular expression is a string. It is defined in terms of three basic operations: recursive operations. Concatenation is one operation. The second one is union, and the third one is clean star. So by using these operations, if you are constructing a pattern, that is called a regular expression. So a regular expression itself is a finite sequence of symbol, but it can generate an infinite number of strings. Remember, we have seen this kind of thing in phrase structure rules. You have phrase structure rules which are finite in number, but they can generate infinite number of strings. Similarly, a regular expression is also a finite sequence of symbols, and it generates an infinite set of strings. So how do they work? So what are the different regular expressions? A single symbol is also a regular expression. Like if you say A or 3 or K, they are all regular expressions. In fact, that's what we have seen in the previous slides. So they are all regular expressions. That's a simple match, that single match. A sequence of characters, a sequence of regular expressions, that is simple regular expressions, also is a regular expression. Like if you combine A and B, so AB is a regular expression. Or you have a numeral and a character, A3G is also the same. Or you have K and K, it's also a regular expression, and so on. It need not be only 2 letters or 2 characters. It can be more than 2 characters. So you can say ABC or ABCD. Any number of characters can be concatenated to get our expression. But remember, the order remains the same. When you say A, B, A precedes and B follows. It cannot check for BA, right? Okay. Then the other operation which you have seen is union. So union of disjunction of 2 regular expressions is also a regular expression. Union is indicated, union of disjunction is indicated by tie bar or what we call pipe. So when you say A or B or A or D is also a regular expression. Then clean star. Clean star we have already seen. Clean star is a mark, that is an asterisk mark which we use in front of a character. That means whether it is either 0 or more. So that's what we see clean star. So when you use a clean star also, we get a regular expression. We have more conventions to have patterns of matching or regular expressions. Here are a few. A dot B. When you say A dot B, there are 2 characters A and B in that sequence, and dot represents one more character. That is, there is one more character between A and B. Remember, we use A dot star B earlier, where star represents 1 or more, or 0 or more. But here we are not talking about more than 1. Except at least there is 1 character. That's what we are talking about. So to represent that, we use dot. So 1 character in between A and B. If you use more number of dots, that becomes more number of characters. So A, 3 dots, and B represents there are 3 characters in between A and B. We also use a cap which shows beginning of a string. So if you use cap ST, that means the string should begin with ST. So any words which you are looking at in English, stop, string, state, etc. In fact, if you use a cap and ST, that means all those words will come under this. Similarly, we can also look at the ending of a word, ending of a string. We use a $sign to show ending of the string. Because it's the ending of a string, it should be written after, right? If it is beginning, the cap is written in front of the characters. Or if we are looking at the end of the string, dollar should be written at the end of the string. So ST dollar means all those words which end in ST will be listed. Then you also have other ways. We are combining all the operations. You have A, then you have in brackets B or C or D. That means one of the characters. That is between A and E, there can be a B, or there can be a C, or there can be D. So the characters which will match will be ABE or ACE or ADE. That's how we are get. That's what this means. In fact, this can also be written in this way. That is, you use square brackets. If you use square brackets, you don't need to use pipes. You don't need to use the disjunction in pipes. So A square brackets, B, C, D, you close the square bracket, and E. This will also give us the same result as we get in A in brackets, parenthesis, B, pipe, C, pipe, D, close the parenthesis, and then E. And another very interesting expression is in square brackets. If we say A to E, mean same as A, B, C, D, E. That means either A or B or C or D or E. Right? In square brackets, what we said, it is a kind of disjunction. So what we are saying is, instead of writing A, B, C, D, E in square brackets, you can just say A to E. So it will match with any of those characters and gives the result. And these are lowercase letters. You can also use capital letters. So you can use a capital A to capital E, then it gives you. Or you can have a combination of it, lowercase letters and uppercase letters, right? A to Z or A to Z. So it will match either one single uppercase letter or one single lowercase letter, and it gives you the result. We have another use of a cap. Cap we used for beginning, but look at this. Cap here is used for not, basically. So cap A to Z, which shows that it is not a lowercase letter, right? As it matches with only capital letters. That means it doesn't match with any single character which is in lowercase. That's what this means. So these are additional conventions. In fact, many more conventions are there. You can learn more such conventions while programming. So basically what we have learned in this video is how to make regular expressions and how to use them in small programs, and there are more conventions. See you in the next video.